Sharada Samvada. Every child is a star and has the right to express its twinkle. Come, let's express.
If you can speak, you can influence. If you can influence, you can change lives. And here you have an opportunity to speak your heart out. Good afternoon, everyone. Another day, fresh start, fantastic people in front of me. And obviously, the most eloquent speakers are here with me today. I, Disha Sajjanov from 9th, feel privileged to be hosting the first talk show of this academic year. I heartily welcome all the students, teacher representative, parent representative, and all my dear speakers to Act Sharda's most prominent talk show, Sharda Samvada, where every child is a star and has the right to express its twinkle. So come, let's express. Our environment is a remarkable place, but its environment is something which we all have taken for granted. The natural beauty of seas, serene lakes, and rivers is beyond compare, and yet we continue to befall them. We have to treat and consider our environment not as something which we have inherited from the past generations, but as something which we have taken in depth from the future generations. The topic of today's talk show is My Environment, My Responsibilities. Before beginning with the talk show, let me clarify the rules which need to be followed. Each speaker is given a total of 3 minutes. After 2 minutes, there will be a warning bell and they will be given an additional 1 minute, within which they need to conclude their talk show. And I've got something to say for the audience as well. If someone is willing to speak about this topic, they can come here and speak. I hope that was clear. Now let us begin our talk show with our first speaker, Sinchana, with a huge round of applause.
I still remember my father and I had this really nice ritual of going to the park for evening walks. Back then, it didn't matter what headspace we were in. The air of calmness that surrounded the park would just put us at ease. It was that therapeutic. But coming back to this so-called modern mechanized era, we've parted our ways with this ritual. Now, even the thought of going to a park sounds cliche to all of us. Here's a question. When was the last time you stepped in the rain and released a paper boat into the water? When was the last time you saw a rainbow and smiled to yourself? Probably you don't remember it. Well, moving ahead, there's some news I've found out. The most awaited rains have not yet arrived in the Mumbai city. Due to the delayed monsoon season, the city is grappling with the water shortage, and the water stock is only 7.7%. Instead, acid rain has been observed in Chembur, a significant industrial zone in Mumbai. The human activities are turning our beloved rain into fatal rainstorms. Some similar cases are drilling and mining for coal, natural gases, and oil are all causing the disruption of our natural landscape. Have you heard about the hole in the ozone layer? The ozone layer everywhere is depleting, but the ozone layer recovery is on the track, avoiding the global warming by 0.5 degrees Celsius. Due to the coastal developments, pollution and overfishing, the coral reefs present in the oceans and seas are drastically getting less. Coming to the school environment, I have observed many of the students wasting water by turning on the water taps and keeping them as it is. I have also observed many children and people on the road throwing chocolate wrappers and polluting the environment. This behavior and these actions have to be stopped, and thus we have to aware every person for the sake of our environment. Many school events are held where people come up and speak about the nature, how to preserve it and how to save it. But do you think the things which are told are ever brought into real life? We have to contribute and implement the small changes such as turning off the lights when it's not used and planting a small sapling in front of each classroom. These small changes can bring drastic differences in our life. Gladly, to our relief, the world isn't that pessimistic. One step ahead and many lives are saved. I'd like to conclude by saying that be the change you want to see and let's make this planet pollution free. Thank you.
Thank you, Sinchana. That was thoughtful. Due to the technological advance, we have lost the closeness and attachment with our environment, and our duties and responsibilities have completely vanished. We all share our ideas and initiatives to safeguard our environment, but we hesitate to implement them. Be the change you want to see, and that's what we all need to do. Be one step ahead and conserve our environment. Now, I like to call upon Samvada on the podium to share her opinions about this topic with a huge round of applause.
Hello everyone. Do you know about the lady who is at the age of 85? She have planted more than 30,000 saplings and looks after the nurseries of forest department. Any guesses? Anyone? Yes? No. Anyone else? Okay. She is Tulsi Gowda. She is the well-known Indian environmentalist. She is known as Encyclopedia of Forests. Why can't we be Encyclopedia of Forests? Being teenagers or youthsters of this world, why can't we plant at least 50 saplings? For every month or for our every birthday? Greetings to all. I'm Samvada brother from class 8D here with you all on Eternal Sharada Samvada 2023. You all might be knowing this time Sharada Samvada topic is My Environment, My Responsibility, as it's actually our responsibility. Being such a responsible human beings, we have to stop practice of open burning, cutting down the trees, stepping on the grass if it's been prohibited. This makes our environment worse day by day. Why can't we stop it? Yes, we can. Furthermore, what we have to bear in our mind is that being a student is not just learning things in the class. We should know how to manage our nature, our respective land, or in other words, our environment itself. Because we live in community. We are not alone in this world. Thus, we should consider certain things that we should take care of our nature like a small child. We should practice environmental friendly lifestyle like using eco-friendly products rather than the plastic pollution. It's the responsibility of every person that checking the disaster which can affect our environment. We should play a vital role in improving our nature. We should be the change. We should make a difference and I'm sure that we can make a very big difference in our world. As a quote says, we don't have a society. We don't have a society if we destroy our environment itself. Thank you one and all.
Thank you, Sampada. That was wonderful. Tulsi Gowda, an 85-year-old lady, has planted more than 30,000 trees. Not only her, many others like Salu Marida Timmakka and Anant Hegde have contributed so much to our environment. And we are just 13 or 14. Imagine the number of trees we can plant. Planting 50 saplings is the bare minimum for us. Being a student and learning whatever is taught in the textbook is not enough. We need to learn to conserve and protect our environment. Leading an eco-friendly life and using eco-friendly products can create a big change. What is the use of society when there is no environment? Isn't that deep? Yes, it is. Now moving ahead, I would like to call Shraddha onto the podium to share her opinions about the topic, My Environment, My Responsibility, with a huge round of applause.
To walk in the nature is to witness 1,000 miracles. A glorious afternoon for all of you present here. This is me, Shraddha, standing ahead of you all to make you all aware of the responsibilities that we have towards the environment. Have you all ever thought how would the world look like if there is no existence of environment itself? There would be no meaning for a lonely life if as an environment is something that we are surrounded by. As we all know that the World Environment Day is celebrated on the 5th of June, we keep ourselves busy We keep ourselves busy uploading images and the videos on social media with the caption of Happy World Environment Day. But do we all really mean it? Instead of all these bluffs, I would straightly look on to planting a future in the places that are in my reach. There is no doubt in saying that the environment has got the phenomenal beauty that no one can match with. But we humans do not intend to protect it, conserve it, nor nurture it. Do you all know the reason behind the lack of rainfall this year? This is because the cycle called as El Nino cycle. This occurs every 2 to 7 years near the regions of Pacific Oceans due to the extreme rise in the temperature. Since our birth, we have seen many people fighting, protesting, and sacrificing their life in order to protect the nature. Why can't we succeed them? Why can't we contribute our time to save the nature? Let me tell you all about a tree in our school. It was the center of attraction of our school. Me being a student and studying in the school since 4 years, have observed how students used to come to this tree in order to seek shade and relief from the tiredness. This is a speciality of the trees, but unfortunately the tree was cut down due to the construction of buildings and the roads. Finally, let's go ahead and use the principle of 3 R's: reuse, reduce, and recycle. From tropical beaches to cool hill stations to thick forests that are rich in flora and fauna to adventure spots, environment has got it all. And what are we giving in return to the environment for all of this? It is just destruction. It is the reckless human nature that is primarily responsible for the destruction of the environment. Environment which lacks natural components has become quite significant in today's era. People suffering from lung diseases, breathing issues, and the bodies being buried in no time. These are all the results of what bad we have did to the nature. So, let us all together nurture the nature in order to have a nurturing future. Thank you.
Thank you, Shraddha. That was reflective. Our earth has a phenomenal beauty. The richness in its flora and fauna is beyond imagine. It provides us a lot of spectacular things, but what we are giving it in return is complete destruction. We are not only destroying our planet, we are destroying ourselves. Rain, a factor which had been nurturing us for years, has been reducing. As an example, we can consider our very own city, Bijapur. During this time, it would be raining heavily, but this year, we are not lucky enough to be witnessing that. There has been a shortage of water due to less rain, and we all have been digging bore wells in our home in order to gain the water. This decreases the water in the ground and destabilizes the temperature of our earth. As a solution to this, we all can practice rainwater harvesting. I hope the government also takes this scheme into consideration. Now, I would like to call Zia upon the podium to share her opinions.
Imagine a day in the Amazon rainforest, the birds chirping, the river flowing, and the soft grass. Just the thought of it is so mesmerizing. Well, this is just a small part of something really big. Our environment, Earth. The Earth has earned the title as a blue, green, and a unique planet. But as I look into the future, I see darkness and sorrow instead of happiness and light. I'm afraid that the newborns will have oxygen masks and cylinders rather than breathing fresh, clean air. I'm also afraid that the earth will lose its title as a blue-green. It would be rather polluted, black and grey. We have so-called homes and skyscrapers. But what about the polar bears that have nowhere to go? Or the animals that do not have a place to seek shelter to survive? Nobody cares about it. Instead, everyone are busy in making reels and posting snaps in Instagram and Snapchat. Well, today, I, Zia Garekar from 8th A, would like to speak about it. Can you all live without the internet for a day? As we are so much addicted to it, it seems very difficult. We try to indulge in the modern technologies that we forget our responsibilities in the nature. We try to blend in with the modern lifestyle but don't realize that we are destroying ourselves and the future generations. Have you ever thought of cleaning up an entire lake or recycling plastic to construct roads? Well, a person named Marino. As a scientist, he invented ceramic biofilters and cleaned up an entire lake. Plastics are a big threat for the environment nowadays. They are produced in insane amounts. There are insane ways to recycle them too, and they are insanely used. But the best way can be seen in the state of Tamil Nadu, Chennai, where an entire highway is constructed by the recycling of plastic. I, as a student of Aksharda, have been noticing a lot of changes around my environment. Have you? Well, there's a sudden decrease in the amount of trees due to construction works. We can all come together once in a month and plant one sapling and nourish it to its fullest. I believe that environment is really necessary for education. We can start using biodegradable products and bags and avoiding plastic bags. Although we are divided in many aspects, we still live on Mother Earth, and it's our duty to protect it. I, you, we, when come together, can make the world a better place for living. Thank you.
Thank you, Zia. That was reflective. Our earth has been colorful since ages, but when we look into the future, it is completely dark and grey. Our water reservoirs have been contaminated with plastics. River Ganga, which is considered as holy by many, is being polluted with plastic, and we take no action towards it. But Marino was the first person who felt devastated and cleaned up an entire lake by himself. There are many others who have helped clean our environment, and we should aspire to do the same. Many of us may have noticed the tree in front of our school has disappeared, and the grace of our school has lessened. I feel very sad to see that the tree which had been providing shade and comfort to many being cut down. We need to take action. We need to be aware, and we need to be responsible. Responsible in the terms of our duties towards our environment. Now, I would like to call upon Amar on the stage to speak about his opinions with a huge round of applause.
Greetings to everyone. It's me, Amar, here to promote a responsibility on our shoulders. This responsibility is none other than your environment. It's not about your family. It's about your cooperation with the environment. So, what are the obligatory actions you all take on a daily basis to conserve your environment? I hope you all take one or the other action. Let's get to know about two iconic personalities from Karnataka who gave their all to conserve our environment. Sundarlal Bahugna was a dedicated environmentalist who gave his all when needed. He inspired Panduranga Hegde, who started the Appiko movement in Uttara Kannada. His movement had a great impact on the forests of North Karnataka. He was able to conserve them from various people who were there to cut from contractors. These nature lovers can do a lot, but what about us, the average people of a city? Yes, we can also do a lot. Making our lifestyle sustainable is one of the most impactful things we can do. From using eco-friendly products to stopping to litter or even planting trees, etc. I cannot end this sentence without etc. because of all the things you can do. Let's reflect our mistakes and build a relationship with our environment. I would quote that offense is the best defense. Then why not we take it into our environment and call it out? Conservation is the best preservation. There are lots of inspirations from which we can take, from our country or from foreign countries. The desert countries of the Middle East are not deserts anymore. They are green, vibrant environments for many people. Why can't we make our city, Vijayapura, a better environment with vibrant trees, plants and flowers? I conclude by quoting that a better environment is a better tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, Amar. That was eye-opening. Sundarlal Bahugna was the person who started the Chipko movement, in which people used to hug the trees in order to protect it from being cut down. Panduranga Hegde was also inspired by the same and started Apiko movement in the North Karnataka. Many people have shown their concern and love towards the environment. Then why can't we? Offense is the best defense. Likewise, conservation is the best preservation. Now, I would like to call the teacher representative, Mohit sir, to share his opinions about this topic.
Good morning, everyone. Today, all the students shared their personal experiences, and let us understand in our own way, as a teacher, what might be my personal responsibility towards the environment. What is environment accordingly? That what we see around, what we feel around, right? So when we talk about our community, our school, how positive or negative environment we spread, how we are responsible for our own belongings, our own people who are around us, whether we are fruitful or not. It all depends, right? Say, for example, it is the consciousness. What we spread as a teacher, to the students. If I am spreading, then I am conscious. Otherwise, it is a negative environment which we are creating, or reducing the waste. See, the students which we inform them or inspire them in a positive way, that they have to use the things around them. There are the resources which are they provided with. They have to use them intricately, wisely. Otherwise, they are spreading it, reducing. We have to convey them in a positive way. Or conservation of the energy. When it comes to the misutilization of our own resources in the school, we have to conserve them. Recycling. There are many wastes all around here in the school. So, we have to conserve them, reuse them, like that. Whenever it comes to the personal growth, the students, if they are, trying to grow by themselves, we have to develop them. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now, I would like to call upon the parent representative, Sushma Desai, to share her opinion.
Good afternoon, all the beautiful faces who are present here, and thanks for giving me an opportunity to speak a few words about my responsibility, my environment, and my responsibility. With all the beautiful quotes who has been stated by the students, I want to ask you a question: whether a microorganism comes under environment, students? A small microorganisms which we cannot see by the naked eyes, whether it comes under environment? Think. Yes, obviously it comes under environment. So we need to protect that environment. How? Yes, I accept all the quotes and all the responsibilities what a student or what a citizen have. But as a person, as a citizen, what responsibility we have with regard to the environment? As a teacher, as an advocate, as a mother, we need to think what exactly the environment is. There are many examples quoted by the beautiful faces here, right? But whether personally we think that what exactly how the environment is affecting, it is polluting endlessly. Even you can't imagine in your dream. Really? So, in the law, there are many laws. We speak of many responsibilities. There are many enactments, there are many laws, there are many acts, there are many state government policies, central government policies. Leave it all about the laws. Think that you are a person. What is your responsibility? What is my responsibility as a citizen? That we need to protect by the amendment in the Constitution. I hope you have studied Indian Constitution, everybody. So under that, we have an amendment saying that it is a duty of every citizen to protect the environment. By amending the laws in the constitution, every citizen need to protect the environment. So that has to be protected by the amendment by saying that no, every person's duty is to protect the environment. Is it? No, not by the amendments, not by the laws. It has to come by the birth. When a mother is pregnant, when she delivers a baby, directly the baby sucks the mother's milk. When it comes, it sucks or it breathes the air first. So it is the responsibility of a mother to give a pollution-free environment. So as a student, don't think of a student. Leave it about the mother. Leave it about an advocate. Leave it about a teacher. Think that you are a person, how your environment should be. It should be pollution-free. Earlier, in olden days, you were very small. Even you have not given, your mother has not given birth to you. Earlier days, we need to do pujas and all to the rivers, trees, even for the animals also. You do now also? Why we do? Is somebody saying that do this puja, you need to do this puja, this is your responsibility? No, that has come from the birth itself, by seeing. So now in laws also, by amending, they are saying that because citizens are not aware of their duties, by amending, by enacting the central government policies or by the state government policies, we are knocking, saying that no, this is your duty, this is your duty, this is your duty. No, that should not be the response. That is my responsibility with regard to the environment is that has to come by birth itself. Right? So, thank you. So, I need one more point and I need to quote saying that now also you have a responsibility. What responsibility do you have here? Is this an environment? You need to breathe a fresh air. Whether you are breathing a fresh air? No. Why? Because our demands are endless. See, we have this dress, we have this dress, we have this brand, we have this type of shoes. These are the demands by the man, right? Demands are endless. So what we need to do? We need to build or we need to construct many factories. Because of that factories and industries, there is a pollution. So what is the main responsibility of a man? To reduce the desires, right? Right, students? To reduce the desires so that we need to balance between the environment and the development, right? We need to balance this. Without an industry, without a factory, whether a state is developed, still India is a developing country. Why? We are n number of laws, we are n number of policies, there are n number of central government policies, everything. Why we are not following those? Being a student, being an Indian citizen, you need to follow the law. So, every citizen's responsibility is not only to protect, you need to love the environment. So, thanks for giving me an opportunity. And even I thank Adarsh sir and all the beautiful faces who are present here. Thank you one and all.
Thank you, ma'am, for inspiring us. We should not only conserve our environment because we are forced to do so by the law or something else. We need to do so if it is coming from our inner self. Now, I would like to wind up the talk show. Before doing that, I want to say something. When we fail to succeed in plan A, we always have a plan B. But in the case of our environment, the earth is our only plan A and plan B. So we need to conserve and protect it in order for the future generations to live comfortably. Thank you.